ball, hands up. If you hate the 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 ball.
Hello everyone, welcome to Claret and Booze. My name's Nick, this is a daily ramble. He's gone, Potter's gone. 7 days too late, well, in my mind, 9 months too late. He should never have been here, as I said from the very start, as I said through the summer. Yeah, and we'll get onto it in a minute, but if you are new to this channel, please subscribe. It does help us, and don't forget, hit a like on the video. I don't know why I do that when I say please subscribe. I'll get it all back to front. But yeah, I'm not going to pretend to be best pleased with what's happening or what's proposed to be happening. But let's deal with one thing at a time. Prior to Gold, Sullivan and Brady taking over this club 15 years ago, West Ham were around for 110 years. We had 11 managers in that time. Since they've taken over, they've sacked 9 managers and we're moving on to our 10th. Nothing demonstrates the dysfunction of this club and their ownership more than that stat, and that stat alone. They are useless. They employ useless people. The whole experience of what they've done and what they are doing to this club is driving me insane. Yes, Potter had to go. He should never have been here. As I said many, many times, even though people had 6 months proof of how crap he was, they still wanted to back him and get behind him over the summer and everything else, like they did with Lopetegui, and like they're probably going to be exactly like that with Nuno as well. I'm going to have a different take on that, all right? But I'll talk about that a little bit later, because I'm not going to pretend to be happy about that at all. It's not a change, in my opinion. Put it that way. It's not. So, yeah, disgusting what they did to Potter, to be honest. I don't like the man. I don't think he's a great manager. I don't wish him any harm. But to make him take the press conference yesterday, which ultimately probably did lead to his dismissal, because, and certainly that's a report that we're getting at the moment, there has been some news that has leaked today from a trusted external source who has revealed that West Ham's under fire board took great exception to Potter laying the blame at their door in his pre-match press conference and subsequent interview on Sky Sports. I never saw the Sky Sports one. I don't know what he said. The source says that the board felt Potter had inflamed an already volatile situation with his latest comments, especially as it broke from his insistence on unity and alignment across the club. Well, it seems a little bit like he's pulled a very mild-mannered Mourinho. I've said before, what Mourinho does, he don't walk away from money. He gets himself sacked. That's what he does when it's, and it seems like that's what Potter has done. He's forced their hand and he's gone. They've had to pay him off. And with him go the entire backroom staff. Like I've said before, Karen Brady's going to be doing goalkeeping training because we allowed him to not only get rid of players, sell players, loan players out and strip us of everything and then go and buy players that he wanted, such as Hermansen. It's based on what he did in that first 6 months. Come on. And now it does look completely foolish. It looked foolish at the time. It looks ridiculous now. But they've sacked him. 7 days too late. We're on Saturday now. We play Everton on Monday night. They was obviously planning on getting Everton and Arsenal out of the way, thinking he was going to lose them, and then they was going to bring the new manager in. Looks like it's going to be Nuno Espirito Santo after that game and try and derail the protests, and particularly the boycott for the Brentford game. Well, like I've already said, this changes nothing for me. Nothing against Nuno Espirito Santo, the man. Everything against his brand of football. I do not like it. I know someone, I know a Tottenham fan that said his brand of football, he was there for 4 months, said his brand of football was more defensive than Conte and Mourinho, but, without the end product, there was nothing there. Bearing in mind, Nuno Espirito Santo, we've appointed the only man that Graham Potter has out-tacticked this year. Literally the only one, the only manager he's got one over on. We've gone and appointed him. That must have been his interview. It'll be worse, because we keep saying we can't do worse than Moyes, we can't do worse than Lopetegui, we can't do worse than Potter. Well, we beat him 3-0 this year at his place. Why don't we go and employ him? Now, there's a lot of people that are going to be harping on and going back to, he got them to 65 points last year, got them into Europe. Like I've already said, I did say when they was flying, as per the table, winning games, picking up points, I said the wheels are going to come off because he plays an exact replica of Moyes ball. And the wheels came off David Moyes' football in the Premier League because you get found out. The whole game is about defending deep, not really pressing, 2 lines of deep defence and then playing on a counter-attack. Well, when David Moyes was successful with it, he had a generational talent in Declan Rice shielding that defence. He also had Zuma, he had Ogbonna, he had Dawson. Good, old-fashioned, low-block defenders. What have we got? If you look at Nuno's success last season, look at the defence that he had in the midfield. It's going to be a disaster. For us to sit there for the remainder of this half of the window up until the January transfer window is open and just sit and absorb pressure and try and hit on a counter-attack with who have we got on the counter? Who have we got? You've got Somerville, you've got Bowen. That's it. We've got no strikers. We haven't got a good enough midfield. The only good thing is that James Ward-Prowse is likely to be coming out of that team. Fingers crossed, because he wouldn't even put him on the bench at Nottingham Forest. That's the only good thing. But our defence is shocking. We haven't got a great goalkeeper. We haven't got any leaders, because the main leader's been loaned out. So, not great goalkeepers, not great defenders, a bit of an average midfield, and a shit attack. And we've brought in a low block manager. Because Sullivan and Brady, that is all they want to do, is the bare minimum to stay in the league. But I think it's going to take more than that this season. When he first went into Nottingham Forest and he took over from Steve Cooper in December, they stayed up by the skin of their teeth. It was the last game of the season. They was down the bottom all year and they beat Burnley, I think, on the last game of the season. They finished 17th. There's no guarantees that this man is going to save you. I hope he comes good and I hope he's everything that I don't think he is. But I know what he is because Ev employed him. There you go. I'm going to say that now. We know what they go for. And it's always at the fucking lower end. We don't know whether he signed on a long-term deal, on a short-term deal to the summer. Not that it matters. They'll just have to sack him and pay him off like they do with everyone else. And then we'll be on our 11th manager. They will have matched, by the time they make their next appointment, they will have matched the amount of managers in 15 years that we've had in 110 years previous. So I can't get excited about this. And I know that West Ham fans are going to get the ump with me, like you got the ump with me in the summer. When I was sticking to me guns on Potter, oh, you're negative, I can't listen to this. Back the manager, he's got to get his players in. No, we've got to stop just taking what they give us. Accepting it. You can't, we're part of the reason. They know us too well. We've got to stop accepting the shit they keep on giving us. I know ultimately there's nothing we can do about it, but what we can do is maintain the momentum that we're building up at the moment. Because I'm seeing it on social media. There's people celebrating that we're getting this guy in. Why? Who the fuck do you think he is? Look at our team. What do you think he's going to do? What do you think he's going to do with that team? Like I said, when Moyes was relatively successful with a low block, we had Declan Rice and 3 brilliant central centre-backs to choose from. When he was relatively successful at Nottingham Forest, before the wheels came flying off in the last quarter of last season, he had a brilliant defence, brilliant midfield. We ain't got that. This ain't going to go well. It's the wrong man again. We've pulled the ripcord, but we haven't got the players to play that style of football. And this is a failure. Again, we wanted to move away from this. And now we're celebrating. It feels like we're going back to it. Why the fuck are we celebrating? What, we're going to celebrate scraping survival after being shit for another year in this league, just so we can have another crap fucking season next year? I don't want to get relegated, but we've got to hope and wish for more than this. That is all Sullivan wants. He just wants to exist. Is that all you want? I know it ain't, because the stadium's fucking half empty all the time. We're all falling away from it. So as a collective, as a fan base, can we not ask for more than what we're being given? I was so happy this morning when I woke up. No football. I thought, oh, this is lovely. I actually woke up in a fucking good mood. No West Ham. You know, I'm gonna watch the other football this weekend and not worry about West Ham ruining my weekend at all. And then the news comes, and it is good news that Potter has gone. That's good in itself. But then you see who they're getting in, and you're like, mate, divide and conquer. And this is living proof, because I said this on a previous video. The perfect manager for Sullivan was Moyes, because he divided the fan base. You've got some fans who don't give a fuck what they're watching and some fans that do. It's about a 50-50 split. This manager's going to divide the fan base. Before 2, 3, 4 months, if we're not careful, we'll be tearing lumps off of each other again, focusing on Nuno, arguing about him and ignoring that little prick over there in the corner that's orchestrated all of this again. So on the whole, even though I'm not happy with it, I'm going to accept it. I've got no choice anyway. I ain't going to back it. I'm not going to get excited about it, because I'm just not. It's going to be shit. All right? But greater good situation. We know that a change is coming. We're not going to get a change ourselves at this club with what we're watching. They're not going to allow us to be unified. We're not going to get any of that until they're gone from this club. We know that isn't going to be much longer. They're going to go. We've got them on the ropes, and we're going to push them out. And this fucker who they've brought in, sorry, Nuno, this style of football, I'm really not happy about it, all right? This style of football ain't going to help their cause at all. We've got to prove to them that we're not going to tear lumps off of each other. So once I've made this video and I've got this off of my chest, I'm going to do my best to tone it down and keep a lid on it, because I don't want to add to the fire in the fan base. I know there's going to be some fans, I've just got to accept it, that don't care about the style of football that they're watching. They don't care, you know? That's fine. I've just got to look at the long-term goal, which is getting these people out. And then at which point, we'll get a board in, hopefully, that care about the fans, that wants to unify the fans, that will set us on the right foot. But no, for me, am I happy with this appointment? Am I? Fuck. It's shit. The football's going to still be shit. We are boring West Ham. And the latest managerial appointment is living proof of that. It's as simple as that. You know, we might win the odd game. I don't know. Like I said, for his style of football to work, I think I'll be amazed. I'm going to call it now. I reckon we could be talking about Nuno getting sacked at Christmas. Not because he's shit. I don't think he's got the team. I don't think he's got the team that he needs to play the way that he's going to have been mandated to play. They're going to look at what he did with Nottingham Forest. Oh, look, hey, 20% possession, like what Moyes did. We'll just bring him back in. That'd be brilliant. No, it was the personnel we had. Do you remember that player, Declan Rice, that you sold, Sullivan? The day after we won the Conference Cup, and that's when the slide started. Do you remember that, mate? Do you? The guy that made up for a multitude of sins in our team. The guy whose coattails that we was basically riding on, let's face it. And then off the back of that, you think that is the winning formula. Well, I've got news for you, mate. In the Premier League, it ain't. It's not the winning formula. You'll have the odd lucky season where that works. But no, not happy about it. I'm sorry. I'm happy Graham Potter's gone, but West Ham have just fucked up another weekend of mine. If they announce Nuno, I'm going to have to really go and have some therapy to calm myself down so that I don't start getting into wars with other fans again, because that just derails everything. I've got to try and just basically not give a fuck about the football while we're doing this. And, accept that other fans are going to have different opinions that I'm not going to fucking agree with, and just suck it up, swallow it, and focus on the main goal. That's what I've got to do. But I'm getting it off my chest here. I'm not a fucking sheep. I'm not going to keep on taking what they give me and just being ignorant and wearing I back the manager as a badge of honour. No, I'm not. I take things on merit. I judge things on merit. That's what I do. This is the wrong appointment again. The latest in a long line of bad appointments. And yeah, fuck you, Sullivan. This is for me. This is a toxic appointment by him, all by design. Style of football. He's not stupid, but it ain't going to work this time. We have got your number. I'm going to try and behave myself. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Come on, you irons.